to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves.
Good evening, everybody. We are reading Robert Greene's The Daily Laws. Today is November the 17th, and the title is Balance Imagination and Reality. Your project begins with an idea, and as you try to hone this idea, you let your imagination take flight, being open to various possibilities. At some point, you move from the planning phase to execution. Now you must actively search for feedback and criticism from people you respect or from your natural audience. You want to hear about the flaws and inadequacies in your plan, for that is the only way to improve your skills. If the project fails to have the results you imagined or the problem is not solved, embrace this as the best way to learn. Analyze what you did wrong in depth, being as brutal as possible. Once you have feedback and have analyzed the results, you then return to this project or start a new one, letting your imagination loose again, but incorporating what you have learned from the experience. You keep cycling endlessly through this process, noticing with excitement how you are improving by doing so. If you stay too long in the imagination phase, what you create will tend to be grandiose and detached from reality. If you only listen to feedback and try to make the work a complete reflection of what others tell you or want, the work will be conventional and flat. By maintaining a continual dialogue between reality, the feedback, and your imagination, you will create something practical and powerful. Daily law. By continually cycling between your imagination and people's feedback, what you produce will be both unique and connected to your audience. The perfect blend. The law of human nature. 11. Know your limits. The law of grandiosity. So the main takeaway that I get from this is that you have to balance your imagination for your idea, your invention, or whatever you've come up with versus the reality of the, objective feedback that you get from others, the people that have already done a business or let's say it's an invention, where the flaws are in your idea. Take from them what you need, still keeping your idea authentic to kind of what you would like to do, and take that mastermind plan from the feedback that you got from others and your imagination to try to come up with the perfect balance between the two. It's not always going to work the first time. It might not always work the second time, but you learn from the mistakes, and that's how you perfect your design. So y'all have a good night. I'm home. Yay! So happy to be home. It's like Dorothy said, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. But anyway, y'all have a good night, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Oh, and last thing, if you can, go back to the stitch, listen to the whole stitch, that whole video. That guy is talking about, he looks like Maximilian from when I was a child, but go back and listen to him. He's talking about how you can use the present and visualizing yourself for the future. I've heard of this, like how you can do it, which I've done it kind of before. But what you do is you visualize yourself how you are in the future. The way that Share 7 says is that you write down you in a year from now or 2 years from now, however long, somewhere in the future time. And you write it like you are actually writing about that you are already in that place in the future. I feel like I'm messing it up, but it makes sense in my head. And you write for the future you, kind of talking to your past you. And that kind of writes the future. If you understand that. He's doing the same thing, but he's doing that through the fourth dimension, or like your imagination. Y'all have a good night. Listen to that and look up the Cheer 7 one. I think it's somewhere on there on TikTok, the internet. And come back tomorrow, like I said.